I guess it's up to me to magically bring balance back to the world. I better get rewarded for this.
All right, let's go. So this one was per request, a new Afro support, which I know it's not going to seem like it when we get on into this, but Afro support, yeah, that's basically it. So let's go on into this. I think a really cool increase for her would be that give her 1, like Bacchus does on level 1, but she can only kiss friendlies. It has no effect on enemies at level 0. I think that would be a huge, nice quality of life buff to give Afro just a, like, it would put her back somewhat into the meta. Just wanted to throw that out there because I think it'd be awesome. Anyways, let's go into this. First one, level 1, go into level 3. Then into your 1, to your 3, your 2, your ult, your 2, or sorry, your 3, your 3. At level 8, it's kind of up to you. The cooldown is nice to have, and it does give you a 0.3 of an increase. So if you actually think about this, it's pretty close to a 50% longer duration. Very strong as far as leveling it the first time. Your 2 is pretty good. I personally like going into my 1, leveling that second. So it's just kind of a trade-off, whatever you were looking for. It's kind of play styles. If you're not using your ult a ton, level to 1. If you're using your ult on cooldown because people are getting out of position and people are just dying, then probably hold this point. But for all sakes, it's just a lot of it comes down to how the game is going. Let's just go on into level 1. And then come on back, go into level 3. Then level 1. Level 1. You're 1. At this point, the 2 is definitely pretty strong, but you're not really going to be building a ton of damage. So I think that the your ult is better to level at this point. So go into your ult, your 2, your 2, your ult, your 2, your 2, your ult. That's the way that I personally like building her, because having that extra movement speed gives you both survivability. It also increases their damage by 20%. A lot of people don't know. If Afro has you kissed and she kisses an enemy for that duration, for the next 5 seconds, you do an extra 20% damage to them. So it's super strong. If you want to have fun and go ahead and troll, go up as Afro solo, or Afro, not solo, Afro support, go into tier 2 Sunder, and then go 3, 1, and then don't level your 3, just go into your 1. And it'll be hilarious to watch them die because they will do like an extra like 35% damage in addition to doing true damage. Really fun. Just max this instead of your 3. And don't even level your ult. Just be like, just fucking go for it. Again, that's not to win. That's just to have fun and fuck over your duo lane. It'd be a fun time. Anyways, the actual build itself. Bear with me. As I start, I'll go Book of Souls into 1 health, 2 mana. I get it. I know. I said we need to go to support. Hear me out. When you come on back, go ahead and finish Book of Thoth immediately. After that, go on into boots. If they have a lot of tick damage, like if they have someone as Bacchus or AMC or a Daji, I'm going to go reinforced. Otherwise, I really like going choose a focus. It gives you a good solid amount of protection, not protection, but cooldown. There we go. After that, I like going into Breastplate of Valor. It gives you your physical protections as well as gives you a shit ton of CDR. So you're going to have 35% CDR, 3 items in. Then go Rod of Asclepius. And then at that point, I'll start to kind of counter build. You know, that you can go in and see kind of where things are going, but the rest are defensive. So just keep that in mind. Do not go Lonos Mask, whatever you do. It reduces your healing. So don't ever go that. But you can go something like a Gauntlet of Thebes at that point. A Mail of Renewal, potentially. Oni wouldn't be bad. I really personally like Thebes. You can go Lotus Crown as well, but Lotus Crown, it only affects 1, so I don't think it's as beneficial as others, just to kind of keep that in mind. You can go Stone of Binding. Wouldn't be bad. You get you shred their protections by 15. And then you can kind of go into wherever you'd like. So it was kind of very jaded. I am sorry. This has been off. But you get 15% or 15 reduced protections plus your jealousy. You get the 20%. So it can be beneficial because your jealousy and the Stone of Binding will run off at the exact same time. So just kind of keep that in mind. Overall, though, it's kind of tough to say because if you're going up against like someone that's building pure crit, like an X-Ball with crit, you're going to go high to the Nemean. Or like a Mercury with crit, you're going to have to go Nemean. And then maybe like a Witchblade. So supports are very tough. Wouldn't mind going into it. The Gauntlet of Thebes gives you some health and gives you good protections on both. And then potentially, don't tell me you're going to kick me. At that point, then, you know, it's just tough because as a support, you have to counter build. Your whole thing is counter building the other team. You know, there's no set thing. But I think that Gauntlet of Thebes is going to be really good. Rod of Asclepius is very strong. If you have another mage on your team that does have some sort of healing, if they could pick it up, that is even better. Like if you're going with, like, say, a Hell Mid or something like that, this is going to be very, very helpful. But, again, it's kind of tough to say. These are kind of the first four that I like. Now, to actually explain the build, Book of Thoth is an Afro. Everyone's going to have anti-heal. You're going to have Brawlers. You're going to have Pestilence. You're going to have Divine. Book of Thoth gives you that extra power paired with Rod of Asclepius to counter the anti-heal and still have you heal a ton. So there were times when you can see here. Let's actually just come on over here. Let's do the item stack. So the heal per tick is 30 plus 45. There was end game, I was healing for over 100 because let's actually go take damage real quick. Sorry, but I did take this a couple times and I was healing my like duo lane for like a significant amount. And the reason is because you have Rod of Asclepius plus Book of Thoth. Even with like Divine Ruin on us, I was still healing for like 90 plus. So we should still be in. And now watch the heal. 104, 104, 105, 104, 105, 104. So I basically just healed 400 or 500 damage super quick. And that's not including if we're in combat. Healing's also increased by an extra 15%. So this is the build that I like going. Keep in mind, you have two other options here. You could go like a Mantle here plus a Nemean or a Midgard or Oni Hunters. Like it's just, it's tough to say as a support. So I apologize for not giving you the full build, but this should give you at least a very good start. Last two items you can always counter build. Thebes you technically don't have to go, but I like going it because it's such a strong item. And have fun, guys. But until the next time, as always, have yourself an absolutely amazing life.